Hi everyone, my name is Cheryl. Welcome to my Happy Handcraft Studio. So I have lots of things to share with you this episode. I have the stitching that I've been working on. I have my April review of just what I accomplished. I have my May plans, a little bit of stitchy kindness to share. Then I'm going to answer some questions about the temperature blanket that I'm crocheting. I went to a bag retreat, so I want to show you what I made during my time away. And finally, I would like to just review a little bit about the huge fabric and yarn sale that I'm involved with right now. So I knew that April was going to be a busy month, and so at the beginning of April, I really did a lot of stitching. And then towards the end now, I haven't had time to do as much, but I have been dedicated to getting stitches on big projects and getting some small projects done. So I'm going to first of all share the two small projects that I finished. The first one that I finished is this one here. Now this one is called Little Reindeer, and it is by Suzana Lima, and it was in the JustCrossStitch Christmas Ornaments 2022 magazine. I did this on a 32 count Pearl Grey Lugana using the called for DMC. So that was my first piece finished. And then the next piece that I completed was Rudolph. And Rudolph is in the same magazine. It's the JustCrossStitch Christmas Ornament 2022. I didn't do quite all of the snowflakes that they show because I plan on doing kind of a dome finish. This is on a 28 count approximately unknown linen that I dyed myself with Denim Ritz dye. And I used the called for DMC. So I have those two finished, which is great because I've added another stitch this month and I'm going to add another one next month. So what I've been working on, I've put a lot of stitches into HoityToity. That's this one here. And HoityToity, just let me see the numbers. I put in 1,300 stitches into this one. This is from Long Dog Sampler. It's on a 32 count antique white Lugana, and I'm using the called for DMC. This was a 2022 start, so I'd really like to get this one finished. And then another stitch that I put a lot of time into is Changing Seasons, Fox and Rabbit Designs Mystery Salve 2022. This is on a 32 count Belfast Natural. And for this one, I put in a little over 2,600 stitches so far this month. So good progress on the border. That's what I'm working on right now. And then for my birthday this month, I started Simplicity Vintage. This is a dimensions kit. It's on 14 count white Ada, and I'm using the called for threads. Now, just when I started this, I went to my bag making retreat, so I didn't get a lot done. Just a start on this. I chose this one so that I have something for stitching at the library with Judy the City Stitcher. So this I'll be able to see without magnification, which is great. So looking forward to putting a lot more stitches onto that one. So that was my stitching for the end of April. Just to give you a little idea, in April I stitched about 9,500 stitches. I worked on 12 projects. I had 5 finished objects, 1 new start. I now have 16 whips. I did 0 fully finishing. And so now I think I have like 15 pieces to fully finish. So I think that will be one of my goals for May, is to try to get some of those completed. And so May will be here within just a couple of days. And I won't be off to a great start when it comes to stitching, because our fabric and yarn sale for the Ujamagrammas will be the whole first week of May. So I'll be really busy from dawn to dusk preparing fabrics and then selling them to the customers. So I don't have any big plans for the first week. But the end of the week, on Saturday, May 6th, is King Charles III coronation. And I do have a project planned for that day. And my stitching buddy Judy gave me some stitching kindness. She gave me this button that shows the stitch that I'm going to be doing for the coronation. This is King Charles III coronation emblem, and it's from Wilms Co. on Etsy. I'll put the link below for that. I am doing it in the red and pink color, and I love it. And I love this. So thank you, Judy. I was working at the sale when one of our helpers came to me with a treat in her hand and told me that Judy had dropped off things and this little treat for me. It made my day. It was just a real pick-me-up. It was wonderful. So I've decided that my May is going to be Coronation May. I am going to work on that emblem, and I'm also going to work on the piece I've already started, Queen Elizabeth II in her coronation dress. So that will be my focus for May. I'm really excited about working on those 2 pieces. I also have my whip go, which is Prairie Schooler Santa, and I'm using a free space for King Charles Coronation Sal. So I'm just going to be stitching all the royal pieces this May. I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to kind of focus on just a couple of projects. So that's my stitching. I'm looking forward to it, as always. So another big, I'm going to show my temperature blanket and answer a question. Let's keep this off here to the side. Okay, so the exciting thing about the temperature blanket is we have a new color. The yellow is over 20 degrees Celsius. So our last 2 days have been lovely and warm. Now I had a question from Barbara. Barbara was asking what the dimensions are that I'm getting for this blanket. So on the pattern, it says it should be 61¼ inches wide by 91¼ inches long. And with my gauge, I'm getting 62 inches wide. And I'm estimating, I just took how much I've done so far in 4 months and multiplied it by 4. I'm not sure if we actually have that number of days or not. a fourth of the days. It should be about 112 inches long. So it would be a really good blanket, like twin bed size, I would say. Great for, you know, laying on the couch and having a nice blanket cover you. So if you're new, I am doing this crochet blanket, free pattern from Michaels, and it's using the Craft Smart yarn. And that's the pattern. And yeah, maybe I can stand up and just give you an idea of how long it is. Or so this is its width. It's long. So it right now the width is my arms stretch way out, and I've got long arms. Like I'm 5'8". Well, I was at the doctor recently and she told me I'm only 5'7", which is very disappointing. But anyways, I have a good wingspan and I am stretched right out. So it's going to be a very cozy blanket. All right, so Barbara, I hope that helps. And I am using the needle recommended, a 5.5 hook. All right, so I went to a bag retreat. I've never been to a bag retreat, and I really didn't know what it was going to be like. And it was great. It was really, really fun, a really good new experience. I'll show you the bags that I made while I was there, and then I'll just stop the video and grab my goodie bag of all the different things that I got from people. So this bag retreat is called Alberta Bagoneers, and it is sponsored by Tara of Uh-Oh Creations and Janelle of Emmeline Bags. Patterns, sewing and patterns, I think it's the official name. Everyone knows Janelle as Emmeline. That is her bag hardware company name. I knew that I don't have great focus when I'm in a room with a lot of people. So I brought along very simple projects. So the first thing that I made were 9 of these scissor pouches. And these are for Stitch and Stash retreat in Edmonton in June. And they all have a lining color similar to the zipper. So I had those made. I just have to I have a little charm I'm putting on the end of each one of those. So I got 9 of those done. And then I also made some tote bags. Now I call this the pot lid tote bag. If you're on Instagram and if you follow bag makers, you might have seen it. Basically, they trace a pot lid. I will link that Instagram below. So it's just a simple tote. And with this one, I have a nice lining. And I also have a slip pocket here in the side that's been kind of divided. And a webbing handle. So this was the first one I made. It has a boxed bottom. And I thought I would make these. These are for the sale. Our Bags, Babies, and Beyond sale. They'll be in October. I'm finding now that when I'm shopping, I need a bag to hold all my bags. Because in Alberta, they're getting rid of plastic bags, and so they're really encouraging people to bring their own shopping bags. And so I want a bag for my bags. That makes perfect sense to me. And I think this one is just a great, fun bag. And then I made another one. This is kind of a gray, kind of a home decor fabric. It has kind of a suede finish. black handles, and then this one has some gray and yellow inside. And again, there is a pocket to put your phone or keys or whatever in there. And then the last one is one I made for myself. And I made it out of this vinyl because I have a crossbody wallet bag that I carry. And this will go with that. And it has a great lining. I love that. So I got those 3 bags done. And I'll be making more for the sale. That's a fun bag to make. And then I made 2 project bags, one for the sale and one for me. This one is for the sale. If you can read it, it says, "Be yourself, unless being a unicorn is an option." And I thought this was just great fabric. Like, that looks like unicorn fabric to me. And then inside, it's just a nice bright green. And I'll add some kind of a charm here. Maybe I can find something that's unicorn-ish. Anyways, so that one will be in the sale. And then I made a bag for myself. As you can see, I do a lot of deer pieces. And this one has lovely deer on it. So this one will be for me. And it has just a simple gray lining. So I was happy with that progress. Okay, now I'm just going to stop for a minute and I'll show you my goodie bag. So first I'll show some of the things that different sponsors gave out. So from one of the sponsors, I got this beautiful zipper and zipper tab. And then there's this as well. And this is a magnetic closure that has a red flower on it that you attach. Love those. And then from another supplier, there was a sample vinyl that she sells. And there was a shop selling cork, and we all came to our sewing machine one morning. There was a beautiful piece of cork there. And this is it's actually a vinyl that looks like cork. And we have Tracy from Purple Cats, which is a quilting store in Rimbey, Alberta. She is just a live wire. She's amazing. She gave us different fabrics, and this one is, I love it. It's mushrooms on it. Mushrooms and moths. It's probably I think she specializes in tulip pink and brights. She loves bright colors. So that was from Tracy at Purple Cats. And then some of the, like at a stitchy retreat, people share things. Now, I didn't know this. Anyways, I wasn't thinking, what do bag makers give each other? Well, bag makers give each other little bags. So Val and Beth made these for everybody. And inside are clips. You know, the quilting clips. So that's great. Lovely little bags. And then my friend Joan, she's also a bagette. She gave everyone this bookmark. And it has a little place where you can put your glasses or a pen. And she made it like, put an extra bookmark in it. And then on each one of these, she wrote a saying. It says, put yourself at the top of your to-do list every day, and the rest will fall into place. That was the saying that I had. And then one other lady, Donna, she gave us these little round clips. I know some people use them on their stitching. I put it onto my thread to keep it from unraveling. And then this, if you're not in the quilt making, bag making, this is called the Purple Thing. And it is a great, great tool. The end is used for turning corners in bags so that they pop out nicely. You can also use this end here, and this is also a 1/4 inch, so it's a 1/4 inch marker. There's also a slit here, so if you were wanting to thread elastic through a bag, it works like a needle through. And I'm sure there's 100 other things, because the Purple Thing is that all-round great tool. All right, so then we had a gift bag from Tara and Janelle. And in it, I think this was actually on our sewing machine one morning, I have the Brooklyn pattern by Swoon. And there were the stickers in there. I love these. This little pair of scissors. I mean, how did they know that this would be just perfect for me? Love it. And then there was this sewing machine. This is a USB. And they downloaded patterns and information on this. I haven't gone to a computer yet to see what's on there. But, I mean, I like it just because it's a pink sewing machine. Well, I don't need anything else. That's just great. And then there was also a thread in there and a fabric. So that was a great, great bag. And then, oh, and there was also this sparkly ruler from one of the sponsors. This was from More Me Know. And it's a sparkly ruler. We always need some sparkle. And then one evening, there's usually a night, I guess, where they make something. Last year they made a tote bag. This year, we made very, very tiny water bottles. Yeah. So as you can see, mine is pink and sparkly. And so I think it's like diamond painting, but on a flask. So I love it. It was just a fun thing to do. Put that as a little treasure somewhere. So what did I buy? I bought one thing. I bought this. I love it. It's just a little sewing machine with a quilt pattern on it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. When you go to Guild, you often wear a fabric name tag, so I might add it onto there. But I love that. So you can order these, I would say, think from Emmeline if you're interested. It actually says on here that also Etsy, Kelly Fannin Quilts. So I had a great time. I mean, it was breakfast, snacks, and supper every night. I had a wonderful hotel room. I didn't stay too long. Lots of people stayed till 10 or so at night. I didn't, because there was playoff hockey that I went up to the room to watch. Go Oilers. I hope Calgary people aren't mad. You know, when you grow up a fan of a sports team, you can't change when you're an adult. Like, you know, because I'm old, I was at the Oiler games when Wayne Gretzky was the captain and they won Stanley Cups, and I was fortunate to have a brother who took me to all the games. So, yeah, go Oilers. They're in the next round, so I'm excited about that. I have some hockey to watch. So, but I came home, I was exhausted. I think it's because I'm used to being by myself all the time, or, you know, a lot of the time, and to be with people, and there's only 45 people for 2.5 days. It's true. Introverts regenerate, get their energy from being alone. I'm great now. Like, it took a couple good sleeps, and I'm back to being with people all day as we get ready for the fabric and yarn sale. So, fabric and yarn sale, I'll talk just a little bit about that. We are preparing right now for our Ujama Grandma fabric and yarn sale. And we've had our first kind of setup day on Saturday. We had people drop off things. I said Judy came. We had vehicles lined up to drop off fabric, yarn, crafts. There was oftentimes 5-6 cars lined up wanting to get to the front of the line to drop off. People were so happy to give. And it seemed, especially husbands, were so happy that this whole vehicle full of stuff was coming to us. And we welcomed it with open arms. It was wonderful. So basically the first day was just to get public donations and to collect all the donations that have been in storage homes around the city. So we had 2 cube vans come with things that have already been donated for the sale. There are also drop-off days on Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 to 4. So if you're in the Calgary area and you have fabric, yarn, notions, crafts that you want to drop off, we're happy to take them on those days. And then we have the sale starting Friday, May 5th from 11 to 7, Saturday, May 6th, and Sunday, May 7th from 10 to 4. It's at the Garrison Curling Rink near the Flames arena. You know, their kind of practice arena or whatever it's called. It's off Crowchild, so if you're familiar with Calgary, you would know where it was. So what did we do the first day? We started to sort boxes. So all these boxes are filled with all this quilting stuff. We start to sort it by lengths of fabric. We have kits, we have quilt notions, pre-cuts, specialty books and patterns, and batting, backing, measuring it up, sorting it. I couldn't stay the full time because I then drove out to Millerville and picked up a whole carload of fabric and yarn from the Sheep Creek Weavers. They were having sell their stash day at the Millerville racetrack, and I stopped by and I filled my vehicle. Like, it's lucky I can fit in. I would like to do errands today, but I don't do errands with all that stuff in my car. There wouldn't be room to put a bag of groceries, so that will go in Monday. Monday is not an official day at the Garrison Curling Club. Like, you can't drop off anything or come that day, except for like the organizers. We're getting the tables delivered, and so some people need to be there for that. So please come. There's everything. My friend in crafts came over and she said, oh, look, we have bolts of Aida fabric. So there was an 11 count Aida. That was the only one she brought over. $45 a yard. I'm not sure what the sale price will be on it. Maybe $15 a yard. We usually do like a third of the price. Unless it's not, it's maybe not in the greatest shape. It might be even less than then 70% off. But we have lots of great things. There was a beautiful kit, cross-stitch kit, that I put into the craft sale from a donation I had. So there's lots of really good stitching supplies as well. There's probably going to be hoops and stands and fabrics and patterns and kits. I know there's great kits over in the craft area. All right, so I'm going to be busy, and I'll be sure to share with you what I decide to bring home from the sale. Right now, I've been going through my stash and reevaluating, and a lot of it is going back to the fabric and yarn sale. We say we rent it for a year or 2 or 3. We buy things because they're great, and then we don't necessarily use them, so we donate them back. And it's not unusual for us to see things with the Ujama price tag on it because someone decided they didn't need it anymore. You know, the baby quilt they were going to make, kid's a teenager now, so might as well donate the fabric again. All right, thanks so much for always coming and being with me. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Last time I had a great birthday. Our best friends were around, and there was cake and flowers and cards. That's all you really need, right? That was wonderful. All right, everyone. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.